We ran everything. We paid off cops, we paid off lawyers, we paid off judges. Everybody had their hands out. Everything was for the taking.
You know, it's not the American dream. If it's anything but the American, it would be the American nightmare. You know, people ask me how accurate was that movie. I mean, that movie was, to me, 95%, 99% accurate. I mean, it's just amazing how he was able to capture it, you know? And not only capture me, but capture that whole life that I was in, a whole part of society.
Well, the guys in Goodfellas are sort of your everyday kind of low-level, sort of day-to-day guy who's just trying to get ahead. But basically, if you look at their day, their work never stops. They don't work 8 hours or 10 hours a day. They're always on. They're always working. And ultimately, I don't know that they're actually that far ahead at the end of the day than the sort of working stuff. So they're working like an 18-hour day or 24-hour day.
Come on, fuckos, let's go for a ride. Keep them up all night.
So, I mean, there was a constant hustle because we had no respect for money, because we was able to do whatever we wanted in that life, you know, and yeah, I mean, it's a crazy, sick existence.
Once you join it, you can't leave. Henry got a taste. He had it all. How do you go back? How do you tell your wife you got to give in the no more Copacabanas, no more $20 tips to the waiter? I mean, you can't give that up after you're in that world, and none of them can.
And you had Nicky Eyes.
What's up, guy?
And Mikey Francesi.
That guy, yeah, I want to see him.
And Jimmy Two Times.
My biggest influence was seeing guys with white-on-white shirts with the little pleat here, short sleeve shirt, with the 2 buttons and their initials on over here, and custom-made clothes and the pinky rings. The guys were as sweet as the women in terms of the way they looked. The women dressed, but the men dressed also. They peacocked. And they would have $1,000 gin games after hours. Slick guys.
Organized crime, the idea is not to go around killing people. It's to make a lot of money for the least amount of effort.
And as soon as the deliveries are made in the front door, you move the stuff out the back and sell it at a discount.
Henry and those guys don't think of themselves as being crooks. They think of a guy as ambitious. Guy's got guts. He goes out there. He's trying to make something. He's trying to earn, which is an interesting thing to call somebody who's using a gun to get the money. But they don't refer to it, I'm going to go out and rob some money. I'm going to go out and earn. That's what they think of that as enterprise.
You know, I grew into it. I mean, to me, it was normal. You know, I mean, everything normal about that life was so diametrically opposed to the way normality is. We were evil, we were brutal, immoral.
And you got to take it easy. You got children. I'm not saying you got to go back there this minute, but you got to go back. I mean, it's the only way. Almost as if to balance the destruction they create. They're fierce about their families. Whoever is close to them are the closest people in the world to them, and they are extraordinarily devoted. And their priorities, while maintaining an extraordinarily human side, are so foreign to the average human being.
Anyway, you know what reminds me? I need this knife. I'm gonna take this. It's okay?
Okay, yeah.
I just need it for
Bring
a
it
while.
back, though, you know.
Because this is a kind of person to do things that perhaps there's an inkling in all of us to do.
What the fuck are you looking at? You fucking... you fucking moron. You don't want to bring the chick.
Certainly, in our lives, we've sat there when people were doing things we hated and said, I wish he could die. We've all felt it.
Fuck, keep that motherfucker here. Keep him here. Keep him here. Come on.
I think you and I might find it difficult to take a baseball bat to someone's head over an issue.
Why don't you go fuck yourself, Tom?
They mouth off at him, and he shoots them.
You gonna let this fucking punk get away with that? What's the matter?
What's the world coming to?
So that kind of power, without constraint, is appealing.
Excuse me. Yeah?
We find them absolutely impossible to resist because they can do, it seems, whatever they want to do.
You're gonna go ahead first.
I mean, it looks real good on the screen, but if they ever had to live one day the life that I lived, you know, I don't think any of these kids that want to be wise guys today or go that route in life, that they'd want to do it on a steady basis. Because, I mean, I was scared shit every day of my life because I'd wake up every morning wondering if it was going to be my last day, the last time I see a sunrise. The stuff that was going on, I mean, knowing that I was close to death so many times.
That's when I knew I would never have come back from Florida alive.
You know, and not wanting to really believe that, you know, these people would kill me. But seeing my best friends and their best friends getting killed by them. Anything went, you know, and that's, you know, and that was everybody around me.
Well, that's the tragedy of the lifestyle. See, that's why I think it's so tragic. And one has to understand, and very often there's an emphasis on, in the movie, of weddings, christenings, birthday parties. By the end of the film, you begin to realize, at the beginning of the film, all these people around the table sharing in the delight of the wedding or the christening or whatever, all these people are later killed by one or two of the other people in the same picture. Imagine opening an old book of your own family and saying, well, there's Uncle Joe. Oh, gee, he killed everybody in this shot.
You know, when you live moment to moment, you know, and you didn't care, you didn't think about the future, you know, you lived for the present.
I made $12,000 in my second week. I had a down payment on my house, and things were really rolling. All I had to do was every once in a while was tell Sandy that I loved her.
Joe Pesci always points out, he said the life cycle of one of these wise guys, or Goodfellas, whatever you want to call them, usually said this 8 or 9 years, 7 to 8 or 9 years before, either A, they go to jail and start that long process of going to jail, spending time in jail, dealing with the family outside of jail, and coming back out and then going back to jail, the revolving door with the jail, or being killed. Because it's just the law of averages. It just can't go ahead after a period of time. It just can't be.
See him here in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you please point him out for the members of the jury?
You know, sitting in a courtroom testifying against them, it was, you know, I got you before you got me. I mean, they didn't get me with a bullet. I got them with the, you know, with the arm of the law. It was difficult. I mean, it was totally, you know, it was horrible. But it's just how it had to end.
His agreement with the government was that if he was caught in one lie, he was out of the program and back in prison, where he would be dead in about an hour and a half. So I've been a reporter all my life. I've never been in a position where the man I was talking to's life depended upon telling the truth. It's as close a look at that world as you'll ever get from somebody who actually lived it.
I feel today so detached from that lifestyle and from that whole existence of Henry Hill. There's certain aspects of that life I'd be a liar if I says I didn't miss, but you know, I'm so grateful that I was given a second chance and that my life did turn out the way it has.